Hello, 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 and how are you? We are back today. There was Valentine's somewhere. Did you remember that? If you forgot, has your flower dried? All right. If your flower dried, don't worry. Another one will come next year. Buy yourself another one. And I learned roses don't have to be red. You can get yours. If you come from Kitui, yellow can work. If you come from... get a flower around and enjoy yourself. Don't worry about too much about red. Anyway, today we are talking about co-parenting. Parenting together when you are not together. Can you imagine that? Bringing up a child jointly when you are no longer living together. And let me start with my favorite misbehaving group, the pre-25s. I always remind them. If you try to entangle yourself, we were chatting with my guest, one of the best guests I could bring for this show because she has been through this journey. One of the problems we have is you're trying to cooperate with a dysfunctional person who is doing as much as possible to flee, and then you are running after them carrying the child. You come, stop there, stop that one, that's the mama. Where are you? Some of you are performing circus on the streets. Running after somebody who is also running. The following are the factors to consider whether you want to cooperate with the person or not. But factor number one is how bonded they are with the child. Will the child miss them? Is there a relationship with the child? Do they love them? Do they care for the child? Don't push a child to a person they are repulsed by. Sometimes you don't know why a child is avoiding a certain person. There could be a story you cannot see. Don't just think about, that's the mother, that's the father. Consider the connection, the relationship between the parent and this child you're trying to bring. Yes, children need both parents. We acknowledge that. The best situation is when children are brought up by both parents, the father and the mother, and they're taken care of and they're shown the way and and all that. But if the person is unwilling, if you drag the child there, maybe they will be hurt. They'll be told very mean words. They'll be ignored. Their esteem will be damaged. It is better you consider first whether they connect. Number two is the character of the person you are going after as a father or mother, not now as a husband or wife. Remember, you're not living together. We are considering in terms of as a father or mother. Now, would you want that person to father the child? Would you want them to mother the child? What about this person is drunkard, dysfunctional, and all that? Yes, they could love the child maybe, but this person is a bad influence. Bad example. You have to make decisions for the better of the child. Don't just take to a person whom they should be avoided. Can you imagine a person whom the village is warning them to avoid, and you are taking your child there and they're saying, avoid the son of so and so. He's a bad influence in the village. You're so far impregnated 7 and ran away. Now you're dragging the child there to also be made a cuckoo danger. You want to be sure what you are exposing your child to. Whether this person's character you would want them to follow to this person. The third factor is the quality of the co-parenting. How much is there juice to the co-parenting? The people pop up once in a blue moon and pop away again. They appear, they resurrect and die again. They pop up, disappear. There are those kind of people, and I'm wondering, is that what you want for your child? What is the quality? There are people who are so committed to being present in the life of their child. And you can see it's a good influence, it's a connection. Those people exist. Do not deny them the chance. When they want to be there for the child, and you can see them making the effort, they travel, they come. Today I was talking to one young man who told me he made those pre-25 mistakes I always talk about. He was 22, the girl was 20. Now they got a child. It's now about almost 10 years down the line. But he has been working so hard to be in the life of the son. He shows up at the place. The mother has since moved on and married, and the son lives with the new family now. But he wants to pop up and show up. He is the one who is working a lot. At first, the mother was obstructing. If you see a person who is putting effort, A person who is looking, and they're not looking to come and hurt you, they're not using the interaction to inject poison in your life, allow that person to interact with their child. Anyway, this is the only parent that child will ever have. Sit down and think about it this way. If you stop everything, if you block everything, and then the child grows to ask why their parent was not there, they finally come to find out you are the one who obstructed, you could end up losing the child. The quality of the co-parenting, the quality of the influence, the cooperation, the quality. There are people who are very cool with their child. They want to participate. Please don't be the enemy. Don't be the one to block. The other factor is the age of the child. When you parted ways, if it was a very young child when you parted ways and the financial needs are bearing on you, sometimes you need them to participate. If you know they're capable and they're avoiding, you can even use the law to make them to pay because the child needs education, you know. So if you parted with the child was very young, consider the factors. And also if the child is very young and the fights and the battles are keeping you stressed, until you don't have maybe breast milk for the child, or if you are the guy who was left, you don't have weight, consider whether the fight is influencing the child, affecting the child badly. Sometimes you postpone. You say when the child starts secondary school, then I'll require money for school fees. You can check the age of if the children are around 10, 12, then the children can travel to that other parent and come back after one holiday if they want. Remember I told you to always check whether the children want. Sometimes it reaches a point they say they don't want to go there anymore. Don't force them. Sometimes children don't give details, but children and animals are very sensitive to energy, to hatred, to malice, to danger. Children can sense. Are you aware, by the way, that when the Katrina came, there is no animal that was free to move, was affected? All animals ran away from the disaster of Katrina. The only animal that was found was the ones that were caged. Children and animals can sense energy, danger, away. Sometimes they don't express it well. So don't force a child. Hey, no, that's a mama. Your mother, go and visit them. No, you must go, this is your father. Don't force it. If a child is reluctant, let them talk on phone and that's all. Sometimes the person is calling on phone and the child is not interested. Don't force it either. So that's the principle. How old is the child? And what do they want? The other factor is the larger family. Sometimes you want to co-parent, both of you, but whenever the child goes there, the relatives or the children, the stepchildren, they plant things in this child that it is taking months to remove. Let's say you have rules in your house where they watch TV certain hours, they play certain hours, you have order, you have discipline. But when they go there, the larger family, the influence is very bad. There is no order there maybe. Or they're exposed to bad things that the culture in that other family is very negative. In your judgment, it is ruining and confusing the child in between. Because you are setting standards over here, the other place there are no standards. If that is the case, you can hold the child back. Depending, of course, on other factors. If a person has a court order, sometimes you surrender, say, this child is not mine alone. They will choose anyway. But if you can, you want your child to have consistent values instilled. All right? The other factor is how many other baby daddies or baby mamas are you dealing with? If you have 3 children with different baby daddies. Okay, I have seen those situations. And then there's this one. One is in Kirugaya, the other one is Mombasa, the other one Tanzania. And you're supposed to coordinate. I know one lady who created a WhatsApp group for baby daddies to coordinate. Your child has boarded. The other one, when are they coming? And you, when are you picking yours? You may not get that crazy, but you don't have to convert your life to a circus. If you have since settled in a new marriage, and the man, for example, who you are with, is ready to take care of all the children, for example, and maybe he has come with his 2 children and you're forming a blended family, it's okay to talk to those other fathers and tell them, you may not see these kids as frequently as you were doing before because I've settled in another family and it's not practical. Probably we have moved away. There's another man now in there. What I suggest is this. Let us reschedule. You can be seeing them December holidays only. Or you can see the child when they reach university. Take the child and live with them. To do something. If you have moved on and you have another man in your life, if you have moved on and there's another life you built since then, don't damage. By the way, 2 men cannot be in the same home. It's very hard. Not in Africa. I am the one who married you and there's a man who comes here to see a certain child every now and then. I find another man in my compound. Don't attempt that. You don't want to see an explosion in your home, do you? There are men, not all of them, of course, there are men who are mature, who like, but most likely, in most cases, it is better to let one man be the leader, be the influence in the child's life. And finally, you want to consider whether the child's personal attitude. There are children who you want to put effort to let them meet their father or their mother, but they themselves, they are hard-headed. They are ruining your peace. They can't give you peace of mind. They're troubling you. Hey, don't go out of your way for a naughty kid, who is giving you trouble, and they are not disciplined. And I'm talking about children who are about 10 and above, 13, 15. You know, if a child is not cooperating and following rules, neither should you put effort to assist them. Let them know that they have a duty to be cooperative, to flow with you, to be sensitive, to show respect. If you find that they're always fighting, you're always having to correct them again and again. There's one mother I'm dealing with who the boy has started dating older women and is younger. Now, how would you go outside your way to help a young man who's misbehaving like that? Make sure the person you are trying to assist, if it's a grown child, more so, they are also cooperating. So these are some of the guidelines to decide whether you should cooperate with the person. Do not forget that co-parenting is only suitable if it is beneficial for the child. You're not doing it for them, for that parent. You're not doing it for yourself. You're looking at, if you were the child, what would have been good for you? If you, the moment you realize, I have mentioned before that if you did realize you're dealing with a narcissist, and we must mention, some people say, how did you determine that they are narcissist? You're not a professional. You should not diagnose. This is not about professional diagnosis, psychological naming. These people can't submit themselves for examination. Most of them can't. We are describing the behaviors of these people to help you put a name to the demon you are dealing with. This is working diagnosis, not clinical diagnosis. We are labeling the demon so that we can give a name and know whether there is hope and get a diagnosis for our own working. We are not diagnosing them to take them for treatment. We want to put a name to the demon we are dealing with. In any case, we are not mentioning it to go and tell them. We are saying when you realize these behaviors, it means this is the kind of person you're dealing with, and this is what you can hope for. Now, welcome my wonderful guest, Satma Martins.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Karibu sana to the show.
Asante sana.
Wow.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Looking
we are
good.
discussing a difficult topic. How do you relate to this topic today? What happened in that area of co-parenting to you?
Co-parenting. Let me ask you, does co-parenting work?
It depends on who is there. Depends on who is. There are cases it can't, there are cases it can. I know people have been co-parented for years and they turned out okay.
Okay. Are we mistaking co-parenting with people sorting their responsibilities or what? Because these are two different.
Tell me your story. I don't want philosophy. I want testimony.
No, I'm asking because personally, I've been trying. I've really tried doing co-parenting.
How old is your child?
We've just turned 7.
7 years.
Yes.
All right. You started. Did you? Was there marriage? How did you? What was the relationship between you and the baby daddy?
Well, I was married before, and it wasn't a very good marriage. It was a toxic one. So we got to a point where we could no longer stay together because the violence had already gone to another level.
Violence, wow.
Yeah, it has already gone to another level.
It was courageous to walk out. I congratulate you for that.
Well,
that's why you are here. If you stay under violence, you might not have been here. You may not have the permission to move around. You may not be healthy. So I congratulate you for taking the step.
I thank God that I'm here because maybe I won't be here right now. I would have been 6 feet under.
You're right.
Yeah. So this far, I thank God. I left finally in 2017. Okay. I used to leave and then I go back. But then in 2017, after he broke my hand, I had to be operated on. And
broke your hand?
Yes.
Let me confirm. This sounds like the pre-25 marriages. The reason is, I will explain.
You're not going there.
I will explain. But you tell me you marry such a beast. Most is because of following reasons. When women are too young, they can't see who they're dealing with and they can't see who they are themselves. That's the disaster of pre-25 marriage.
But then you see, I can't really call him a beast because he was not like that.
But the person
he wasn't like that.
You couldn't see him.
He was a very good person. Okay, that was before. I don't know.
Exactly. When you are reading a man under this infatuation of a teenage entity, oh my God, he buys me lollipop. He is very lovely, of course. But today, if you meet a man like that, even before he starts beating you up, you see the signs. Won't
no,
you?
I won't stay. I would not stay. If I see the signs, I walk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It does not need to reach to the point of physical. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And this is why I keep telling girls, wait until your eyes open. You can't see violence before it starts beating you up. If you're 22, 23, just caught up in the emotions.
But then you see, that means I have to wait until I'm 35.
I talk about 24 and below, not 25. Not you, I'm talking about you before, those days.
Yes, that was me before.
Broke your hand, that's so, oh my God. Shiva, how do you break a woman? Anyway, some people are just sick.
Well, I don't know. People say it happens, like violence happens, you know. You don't see it coming. Honestly speaking, I never saw it coming. Because I can say we were happy. We were happy. Yes.
With red flags still present. That's what I'm saying.
But then you see, I was too young to notice
now
those are red
agreement.
flags.
That's what I'm saying.
I was too young to see like those are red flags. Because he would fight and I'll be like, oh, this guy is so protective, you know. This is how he's going to fight for me, you know, and stuff. Because I even saw it even in the club. There's a guy who tried hitting on me and he really got it rough. So I think I ignored all those signs until now it's got to the house. And
so can you tell
really
girls something? If you see a man fist fighting other men easily, what is the meaning now? Now that you are grown?
He has anger issues. He needs to
and one day, you will be the recipient. Of and we are not saying men should not protect the women. Of course, there are times I will also jump on you if you jump on my woman.
But there's a way to deal with that.
Exactly.
There's a way to deal with that.
Exactly. If you see a person who is quick to go hit, you know, get fights, and don't ignore that. One day you'll be on the receiving end.
I came to know that later. Yeah. Yes. So when he finally broke my hand, that is when I left. Of which I didn't really leave, because went to the hospital after the operation. Who am I? He came to pick me from hospital. I was like, oh, you know, yes. Went back to the same house. But then a week or two later, like we went back to factory settings again.
Let me ask if you're comfortable sharing. Had you grown up with a father?
Yes.
How was he?
Very loving.
Very loving.
Yes.
Am I right? You were not yet 25 when these stupid things were happening?
Yes, I was not.
Exactly.
No.
There's an age at which an assertive energy should show up if your self-esteem is okay. When women cross 25, 26, you might also have not noticed it. You became more fearless.
Yeah.
Readier to stand up for yourself.
Yes.
Readier to demand higher respect. That's the energy that is completely lacking.
And if you're not getting that, you walk out. But below 25, I don't think that thing is there.
The assertive energy is not there.
Yeah. Because everything this guy shows you, you think, oh, this is how it's supposed to be. And then you see, I grew up in a generation where we were being told, we have these societal norms where mwanamke is the one who's supposed to take care of the family, when unafaa kujenga boma yako, if there is any issues or what, you're the one who's supposed to, you're the glue of the family. Yeah, which contrary to what is there in the Bible, because the Bible says the man is the priest of the home, the man is the glue of the home. The man is the one who's supposed to make sure like the home is actually intact. You see, so me being in that generation of I need to take care of my family, I would get punches. I would just call my family, cry. They tell me come home. I would go for a day. In the evening, I'm back. Because there's also this stupid mentality of, I have left. Someone else is coming to replace me.
Okay.
So I need to be there.
I never saw that angle.
I need to be there. So I don't get my... Yes, of which when you grow older, you come to find out that it's foolishness on another level.
You're right.
It's foolishness on another level. Because mwanaume wa kutoka atatoka, whether you're there or not.
You're right.
Atatoka.
You're right.
Yeah. So I left in 2017. I remember we didn't actually talk that whole year. Yes, we didn't talk until it got to a point, because they had this bond with the kid. So I got to a point, the child was really crying and all that. He really got devastated. So I decided to look for him for the sake of the child. I would call him, I would arrange meetings, I would do what. And most of the time I used to tell him, you know what, because it's not even safe, I don't even feel safe meeting you like this, let's meet at a common place. We meet at Pizza Inn, or just an open place. You get to see the child, you spend the time with him, and then I get to go. But definitely I would not go alone. I would go with someone, they would sit somewhere just in case.
You're right.
Yes. So we did that the first time. The first time it was actually okay. And all this while he didn't know where I stayed. So after that meeting for the first time is when he followed me. Yeah. Got to find out where I used to stay. Yes. The second time we met, he requested if he can accompany us to our place. So, but the second time I was like, okay, I can give him a chance because the kid really wants to hang out with the father. My child was really small at that time. We were 3 years then.
3 years.
Yes.
Boy
we
or
were
girl?
Boy.
Wow.
Yes. So he really had this bond with the dad at that time. So we said, okay, you can come to the house, because I had started like being open-minded. I was like, you know, he can come and be seeing the kid from the house. Like nothing is going to happen. It's not like he's going to beat me, because I was really staying in a very safe place at that time. That was a mistake. Yes, because when he got to the house, ladies never do this. We went to that point of, we started talking, and then you were like, you know, we've stayed away for a very long time. We've stayed away from each other. So, you know, at this point where we are, what can we do? For the sake of the kid, why don't we get back together? I mean, maybe this time it will work. It didn't work for 8-10 years. So that was the time that was going to work. So we were like, okay, so where are we going to start? He put a suggestion on the table. Let's start with, who are you dating? I was like, I'm not dating anyone. You, who are you dating? No one. Then he was like, okay, give me your phone. I give you my phone. And then we check. That is where the whole sincerity comes in. Like, I need to know you're not seeing anyone, and you need to know I'm not seeing anyone.
So me telling you is not enough?
Yes.
There's no trust, but we're looking for sincerity?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I gave him my phone, because I was not seeing anyone at that time. My mind was not even at a place where I'll be like,
You're right.
I'm seeing someone. And whoever was lying to himself that he was seeing me at that time, I'm very sorry to them. I'm very sorry to them. But me and I was not seeing anyone. So I gave him my phone, but then when it got to him giving me my phone, he changed. He changed, and I saw the person I've been seeing all these other years, the violent person, because he took his phone. He was like, why do you want to see my phone? He threw it on the wall.
Whose phone?
His phone.
He threw it on the wall?
Yes, he threw it on the wall. It smashed, all that. So me, I started screaming.
Where is the anger coming from now? Where is the anger coming from? He came up with this suggestion.
Yes.
Give me your phone. I give you mine. So it took yours, but took a while to check it before giving you.
Yes.
Now when you say now,
so when it got to his, it became an issue.
He flares up out of nothing.
Out of nothing.
And this is the person you're trying to get back together with. Okay.
So what happened? I started calling the guards from the gate, because I even started dialing on my phone. And by the time they were coming, he had already left the house. He ran. He even left the car outside the house. So I was there. I told my.
This was a psychotic case. My God. Because he ran and left the car.
Yeah, he ran and left the car. And then when I was trying to call him, asking him, why did you leave your car here? No, see, you want everything to do with me. Now, I've left you the car. What? He was just talking. By this time, he had already gone outside the gate.
Which phone was he talking with?
He's the mkebe that he threw on the wall.
Yeah.
Yes. So, but that time he's actually out of the gate. So I'm telling the guards, please, can you go and call him? Tell him to come and pick his car from here. Because this is what he's going to use the next day as an excuse to come back. Yeah, because he'd come back and be like, I've come to pick the car.
You're
and
right.
He was using a friend's car that day. He didn't come with his. Yes, he did not come with his. He came with a friend's car. So by the time I'm telling the guards, please, one of them to run and call him from where he has gone. And me, I'm with this other guard. I'm telling him, please don't leave me here alone. Let him come and pick his car from here. By that time, my kid has already started crying. So I just told him, Baba, you know what? Just go upstairs. I'm coming with sleep. Just go upstairs. Yeah. So I'm dealing with these things, the issues that are happening out here. So the guard called me back and was like, amekata kurudi, the one at the gate. So me, I'm with this other one. So I told the other one, let's go. We went to the gate. I told him, please, can you come and take this trash that you brought here? I don't want anything to do with you. It seems co-parenting will never work with us. Because me, by the time I was opening my doors for you, I was doing that for the sake of the child. I was not even doing for you. I was not doing it for us to get back together. Because everyone, I had told everyone, I don't want anything to do with you. Even me myself, I knew at this point, I don't want anything to do with you. Like, nada.
That's right.
So he came back, took the car, went. The next morning, I was just hearing stories. Oh, you know, you spoiled someone's car. I was like, I spoiled a car. Which one? So it's even the friend who calls me is like, I'm told you know a handbrake kwa highway. I was like, what are you guys talking about? I did what? Handbrake, which one? Because, you know, he used to do that. He did that like 3 times with his own car when we were together.
He put handbrake?
Yes.
When it's moving?
Yes.
And what happened?
See, you know the way the car normally stops with that. And all those times he was telling me, I will finish you. You know, like he did that. And I even remember the last time he did that, it was on his brother's graduation. The brother was graduating at APTC.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's another story because the mom was there and all that. So
trauma. That is trauma.
Yeah, so he did that 3 times. So even that day, he went and told them, like, I'm the one who pulled it kwa barabara. And I was like, how will I pull handbrake with my child in the car? Na alitoka na gari kwa nyumba ikiwa vizuri, so ilienda kuharibikia wapi?
So they're complaining because it's damaged?
Yes. I don't know where it got damaged because me, he left with the car from the house.
You're right.
And it was okay.
You're right.
Like, nothing, there was nothing wrong with it. So the next day when you come and tell me the car has issues, me, I'm like, you know what? Just talk to him. Because me, my mind went to the guy that I know. If he didn't get home,
you're right.
He went somewhere there.
You're right.
Somewhere there, yes. Because he would go somewhere there and then show up home in the morning. So I was like, maybe that was what happened. So ask him what happened to the car. So after that day, I said, I'm going to stay away for a while and wait for him to look for us. He never did. 2017 came and 2018. Yes. 2018 towards the middle is when I got a phone call from his family members. Someone called me and she was really harsh on me. She said very nasty things. So I called my mom. I was like, Mom, you know we've not spoken to this family for all this while. So this is the phone call that I've got and this and this and this is what they've said. So my mom was like, no, let me call them. So my mom called them. I don't know what they spoke, but then they called me back with an apology. They were like, we are sorry. We did not know all this while this and this is what is happening. But we've heard it from your mom for the first time. I was like, I've been complaining to you guys. I have been complaining to you guys. No one bothered. Every time I came to you, you were like, ini maneno ya familia inafanyikanga. Maneno ya familia, maneno ya familia, maneno ya familia. So now, what's next? Then she was like, no, I'm very sorry. But for now, suangalie maneno ya mtoto, tunataka kulipa school fees. Me, I was like, oh Lord, where have these people been? You just wake up in the morning and you think this is the same Satma who you were dealing with a couple of years ago. You just wake up and you think you're gonna dictate my life. Like you want me to start now going with your rules. Like you're supposed to do this and this and this and this. Now naanza kupangiwa. I was like, are you guys serious? I just hung up. I did not talk to them. I told them, if you want to talk to me, I also have parents. Please talk to my parents. Yes. If there's any information you want to get to me, please go to my parents. Because even after I left the house, you guys have never bothered calling my parents, talking to my parents, explaining what happened until I left. You kept quiet. And it would have been like, honestly speaking, I felt like when I left, the parents would have come and explained to my parents what happened. I mean, there's that thing where parents talk. I never saw that. And me, I was like, okay, so that is how you guys want to play it. Fine. I kept quiet. So I decided I've been taking care of my child alone. Let me continue with that. And that is what I've been doing until now. 2019, my son was graduating to class 1. Yeah, third term. That is when I saw him again. He showed up and he was like, I want to pay school fees. So I was like, okay, you know where the school is at, right? Okay, just go to the school and pay. Yeah, after all, you're not sending it to my account. You're not sending it to my M-Pesa. Just go to school and pay. If you really want to pay, if you really want to step up and start paying that school fees, go to school and pay. Well, he went to school. I think he sorted part of the school fees, and then took that one as an excuse for him to show up for the graduation with the current wife. And you remember that was the first time the kid was seeing him after a very long time. After a very, very long time. After years. So he shows up with a new mama. And that is the first time I get to meet her after I left, because I left the house for her. Yeah. So even after I left the house for her, she had the audacity to show up for my son's graduation. I decided to be petty, because honestly,
you're right.
I didn't want to be petty, but I felt I should be petty. This is my son's event. You've not seen this child for a very long time. I've been asking you to come and just spend time with him. Let's meet somewhere. The kid has been asking for you. We've been calling you. Sometimes we even talk to him on phone and he asks you, Daddy, when am I seeing you?
You're right.
All you do is give him empty promises. Oh, you have football on Sunday. Oh, you have football on Saturday. Okay, my son goes to some football academy.
Football academy, okay.
Yes, he's training for football. So he'd be like, oh, you have a game on this day. I'll come.
Wow.
You have this and this. Yes, promises.
Those broken promises to children are very damaging.
They do. Psychologically, emotionally, they do. So even me, I got to a point, I told him, you know what? Don't make promises to my child. Don't. Because you tell him you're coming and you don't show up.
You're right.
You don't know what happens to him. And the day you show up because he was like, oh, you know, I've paid school fees, so I'm coming for the graduation. So you do something that is your responsibility in order for you to, why don't you just come and see that child without, even without paying that school fees? I mean, it's not about money. Be there for your child. The child needs you there emotionally.
So when they came for the graduation, there was drama?
No, there was no drama. They came. They came. The graduation ended. And then Madam now walks towards my son's class. Then she's like, I want to introduce myself to him. As who?
Yeah, I expected that kind of drama. That's the drama I'm asking about.
As who? No, I didn't cause drama.
No, that kind of weirdness, you know?
Yeah. You come introduce yourself to my child.
You're right.
As who?
You're right.
That is, I've never really understood that part to date. I mean, why are women these mean? Okay, not all women, let me not stereotype, but why are some women
instead of wondering why
the age, I think it's the age factor.
Instead of wondering why like that, the question is, understand there are people who are like that in this world.
No, the age factor. I'll go with the age factor.
What was the age factor going on there?
She's yet too mature.
Very good.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Somebody here is saying, I want to pick a few reactions to what you're saying. Somebody say, I don't trust my baby daddy. This is Ojal Kezia. He rejected pregnancy, has seen his son only twice since birth. The boy is turning 7 this year. The only responsibility he takes is school fee, which he pays less than 50% after being pushed hard. And only when he feels like, I allow him to see his son, but turns up once a year. He says, I give him the boy he takes to his Ushago to stay with his parents. I really don't see the point of co-parenting, but I still believe the boy needs to know his dad. Advice, I am a bit stable to take care of my son without his support. Listen. The instability of the man will damage the boy.
It will.
That appearing and disappearing will make the boy confused. It's better you block away, take care of your kid. When they are 18, you tell them, now, the people of your father are over there. Go see their faces and see if you look alike. That in fact, the boy needs consistency. He needs peace, because whenever this man shows up and misbehaves like that, he leaves you disturbed, troubled, angry.
But Benjamin, you know the funny thing is, even after he came for the graduation, okay, we talk. Let me not say we talk. We don't talk. The wife might think we talk every day. we talk, but we know we talk like once in.
Yeah, blue moon.
I don't know.
You're right.
I don't know how many months.
There's this Evelyn Innocent is saying, co-parenting is a very difficult thing, most especially in Africa. It all begins from breakups. In most cases, when the parents break up, the children are affected somewhere, somehow. One of you might be mentally mature enough to understand that the kind of person you are living with is a narcissist. But to them, they're just used to their acts of manipulation. Now, the moment you begin thinking about how good you want to mold your children, to them, they will use it as a weapon for breaking you down emotionally. And that's very true.
Yes.
Every time you discuss about the children's well-being, they will keep on denying you the right to plan a better future for the children. To me, I believe that the respect and mental growth is important in every aspect, but a few broken up partners value that. Now, one of the things I think she's emphasizing here, Evelyn, and thank you very much for your write-up, for your message, is that you should consider the maturity of the other person. Once you realize they are causing drama in monkey business, assume you are alone. Assume you are alone. And now,
because after all, you're always
exactly
alone. Like 99% of your time, you're the one with that child. You're the one who knows, like, when that child wakes up in the morning, what happens to them. When they become sick, you're the one with them. You know what they want. I mean, you're the one with that child 99%. These people will just show up like...
Kandia is congratulating you. Kandia is saying, thanks for sharing. I mean, I have a similar situation, and I really appreciate you sharing your story. She's very happy. Jennifer Macau is saying, I am not a single parent and my marriage is good. Married when mature, but I told my husband early enough that I am not afraid to have many children. And I am in marriage to say, but if things were to go south, I would never co-parent. He will wait until the kids are 18. Confidence is attractive. Oh my. That's Jennifer. She drew a line early. Do you see how mature people can know what they want?
Yes.
And I think what Satma is also underlining here is that it's important to plan well. Don't get a kid by accident. Don't risk getting 20 years of drama because of 5 minutes of heavy breathing. Surely. What kind of butter trade is that? And then you're dragging a fool. Every day you come to inject poison in your life. If it has already happened, we are helping you manage it. But the rest of you are in one piece. Huh? You're in one piece. Can you be warned? If you are still put together, stop sneaking away to go into somebody's bedroom. I was telling my team off air, pre-25 don't make love. They ruin their lives. They don't let me we had sex. I tell them you removed clothes. You exposed yourself to demons. Listen to me, 22-year-old. You remove that panty, demons will come in. And they will torment you and you will never exorcise them for many years. Huh? Oh, we made love. You know, we made out and along the way I got Jingai. I don't discuss this with children because I realize it may look funny or satirical or unnecessary to say, but it's true. Pre-25 don't associate sex with the pregnancy. They don't.
Actually, I think one thing the women don't know, especially the girls, is that their body is an altar. And it's even there in the Bible. Your body is an altar. The moment you're just like this, it's like you're giving that guy, you are all.
You are right.
Like, your body is a temple.
It's an act of worship. Almost.
You know.
You're right.
So the moment you're removing your clothes, you're telling that guy, you can do anything to me. If you have your demons, please share them with me. I am here. I am taking it all in.
You are right.
And the moment you're having that orgasm over there, you're thinking, oh, I am in heaven. No. That is not heaven.
It's actually hell.
That is not heaven.
You're right.
It is not.
So, the right thing at the right time.
Yeah.
Sex at the wrong time is disaster. At the right time is the best experience for bonding between two people who understand where they are, who have carved out a career, a path for their future, who know themselves, who have a self-awareness, who knows what they're dealing with. The baby at the right time is a bundle of blessing. But at the wrong times, a bundle of bills, bundle of burdens, bundle of tears. People call them premium tears. A lot of tears, back and forth, drama, chaos, mayhem. I have a copy-paste messages. I usually paste it to Operate 25. So come telling me about. I have already crafted it. And I ask them, my friend, should have you should when you have a moment with an expert, you should ask about advancing yourself, personal development, the career I'm taking, the path I am on. Like now, Satma to be, she has done teaching, but she's not teaching now, though she has taught before. Now she's doing modeling, she's doing what designs, she's doing what so many things. What
acting?
You are acting. These are the things she should have been doing then. Huh? We would only have had trophies to celebrate.
And I have my album coming out soon.
You have another guys. That's what I want you to focus on. So if you are not 825, when you come to my book, don't waste my attention. I usually don't read it. Once I'm talking about this nonsense, I tell them, hey, now you want to waste a precious moment. Instead of personal development, you're discussing personal destruction. I've just told one, I don't like horror stories. Don't start telling me about this horror. One of a stupid one. I'm 21 years old. I'm 3 months pregnant. I don't have money and I'm stuck. What do I do? What do I don't know? Why are you asking me, Jinkai? Get on my inbox. What were you thinking? I'm not a father of... Listen, I know the damage, the disaster, the pain. I know it. I get shivers when I see you being absent-minded to this kind of serious stuff. But the rest of you who have to cooperate, such man, I told you one thing. Please don't invite drama back. She's saying and repeating, I should not have done that. I think such one thing, if now you want to do it again, you'd have closed doors and bring up this child in peace as you build yourself, isn't it?
Yeah.
That would have been the best course of action.
Then you see, on the other side, sometimes you find like the man is really trying to co-parent with you too. But then the barrier that he gets is from the other woman.
Now let's talk about your man. I'm discussing this kind of a man. Because when you have this kind of a man who is mad for all means and purposes, who can just, let's exchange phone, and suddenly he just runs away, then you start calling neighbors.
But Benjamin, do you know one thing I forgot to tell you is that the woman called me. There's a time she called me, insulting me. Like, I even have that one recorded. She really insulted me and she was like, if you want to discuss anything with him about the kid, you have to call me. And I was like, okay, so you made me pregnant.
Sometimes, and it's true. So we are saying you need to check the character of the person you are dealing with and see whether there's anything workable. The question she was asking, does it work? It works depending on who you are dealing with. All right? Now, Salma, I want you to give your parting shots, and as well as where people can find you.
Well, my parting shots. Do the right thing at the right time, at the right place, with the right person.
Wow. I like that. That comes from somewhere.
And follow your heart too. And when I say follow your heart, let's not your hormones mislead you.
You're right.
Yeah. And whenever you see something that you're not, you just don't want, doesn't go well with your values and all that, don't agree. Just don't go with the wind.
You're right.
Have your values. Stand with your values. Have morals. Have your dignity intact. I think that is one thing we tend to sometimes put aside.
You're right.
And bend the rules a little because we are like, unajua kama atanilipia school fees, acha nikilala na yetu mara moja si mbaya. Ni mbaya.
You're right.
Yeah?
You're right.
Like, honestly speaking, right now I'm seeing someone. But then I've learned to have that, but as much as we have our own issues and stuff, which issues are normal in relationships, I've learned to have that boundary where I'm like, you are now the man who is in my child's life, so yeah, it is you. It is you. You're not the father figure.
You're right.
If the other person is not going to play father figure, then
you're right.
So there's no way I can entertain. And
that's true. That's true.
That is where you draw a line and all that. So do the right thing at the right time, at the right place.
Correct. Where can people find you online?
Well, you can find me on Facebook at Satma Martins.
Very
on
good.
Twitter at Satma, the Red Butterfly. On Instagram at Satma, the Red Butterfly.
I like that.
No, the red butterfly has a significance.
And we'll talk about it next time. You're right.
Yes, it's just no red butterfly.
So, and thank you so much. There's somebody here who's saying, you see, we close comfort for song. Please, ladies, never accept drama. I have been there. Women, concentrate on yourself and kids. Stop dragging with any baby daddy who is not ready for or prepared 24/7 for your kids. All right? Okay. And Ndungu say, I needed to have this wisdom 10 years ago. Oh my.
You're not alone, Andy.
Alan Lawrence, sex at the wrong time is disastrous. All right. And my producer can get me a few YouTube comments, 1 or 2 on YouTube. Co-parenting is for mature people. That's very true. All right. Yeah. Somebody is saying no mduli. This is I'm learning. Victoria is saying great analogy. That's true. Okay. Christine is saying I can relate. Breakup doesn't mean you cut your child off your life and ignore your responsibilities as at the present. That's very true. You need to realize that once you realize that there is maturity and understanding, the best thing is to allow the child to, to access both parents. On YouTube, Paula Njuguna is saying, good to see you and the beautiful lady. Thank you so much. All right. Bona Winner is tuned in. All right. Catherine Kanini, some women are funny how to introduce yourself. How? She's wondering, how do you... She's agreeing with you. Paula Juguna saying that instability almost made my sister go mad. It left her child confused and emotionally disturbed. It's like moving in a staircase but then backwards. Oh my. I like that. So guys, thank you so much. Here you have it about co-parenting. Always check, where is this leading? Don't just do it because it is being said. It should be done. Don't entertain toxicity. If you are the bedrock, the only stabilizing effect in the child's life, you better insist on stability. You better insist on you being the one. Let them look for each other when they grow up. Don't entertain madness. And as Satna say, if the person has married another person who is trying to come and fight you, bring chaos in your life, distance yourself the more and create peace. So thank you so much, guys, and thank you, Satna, for coming. Guys, see you next week, same time.